The VOX AC30s were, or Jeff Beck calls them, Beetle bashers. I once said to him, do you use a VOX, do you, Jeff, or something? He said, oh, those old Beetle bashers, no way, mate. He said, oops, sorry. But they're great. They're really pokey little amps, you know. And they're coming back into fashion now. These things go in cycles, you know, so they've been out for years. But that was mainly what we used on all the early records. And this is a Spanish guitar that's on the new album on a track called Some Days. So this is a nice tone, you know. And all that. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. The moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. That's actually a Spanish guitar made in Australia by a guy called Greg Smallman. I was turned on to him by John Williams, the guitar player, not the orchestrator. And he said, these are really good. It's got a lovely tone. So that's on the track Some Days, which is in the solo in the middle of that. You can hear that guitar. Sometimes I will drive Linda to one of her cookery assignments. And this particular day, we were going over to a place not far from where we live. And she was going to have photographs taken and do stuff for her new cookbook. So, seeing as I'm just driving, I like to keep out the way then. You know, I can't sit around and offer suggestions and stuff. So, one of the little things that I did on that day was I said to the lady in the house, I said, have you got a little room somewhere? He said, well, yeah, I've got my son's room. And so I just started writing on my guitar and came up with Some Days. You know, some days I look, some days I look at you with eyes that shine, and started making it. Got the first verse, that came quite nicely. Second verse, got this little middle bit and all that. And I just thought, well, whereas normally sometimes you think, I might leave a few of the words and I'll finish them next week, because they're all going to say to me, what did you do? And I'm having this little game with myself. So I just finish it up. So I finish all the words, scribble them down, and then Linda came in. She said, all right, we're done, you know, ready to go home. What did you do? Well, I just did this song. Play it to us, go on. And, you know, I like that. It's like a little game, as I say, you know, just I've finished the song. And then, when I got the final version of that, I thought, just maybe could use a little arrangement. So I rang George Martin up. He's such an old friend and so nice to work with that it's great to find an excuse, you know, just to work with him. So I thought, right, who better to do it than George? I said, oh, by the way, George, look, I've got this little tune. What do you think, you know? He said, oh, I see you haven't lost your touch, Paul. Good old George.
When I heard Some Days, it immediately reminded me of the vintage Paul. You know, it's quite difficult to keep writing hits, even when you're the greatest hit maker of all. It was nice to see that Paul was getting back to his roots, because I think Some Days is a classic song. I think it's one of those simple ones, deceivingly simple, that's so difficult to write. I loved it. I thought it was terrific. When I'd listened to it, and Paul said, what do you think we should do with it? I said I thought it needed small forces. It needed a chamber group again. So when I scored it, it was a very simple instrumentation, and I gave him a kind of idea of what it would be. He liked it.